welcome back. So we take you back to one of our top stories. There are several online campaigns that are aimed at raising funds for Fezile Ngubane, who has been cleared in the murder of Olorato Mongale. Now, among the campaigns, Mongale's family spokesperson, Griselda Kananda, has taken to social media to say that someone has offered to assist Ngubane, but she joins us now. Griselda, good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start with this, a difficult day for the family. Perhaps catch us up on how everyone is coping at the moment.
As you can hear in the background, the family decided, it was a conscious decision that in the best way we remember Olorato, we are going to have one last party. So there's a huge party happening at the house right now where everyone is just playing all her favorite songs. And right now in the background will be George Michael as, which is one of the songs that she loved so dearly. And we used to tease her that she's and her mom alluded to this earlier on, that she was a 30-year-old in a 60-year-old's body. So, yeah, we continue to celebrating her. And this is our way of saying we remember, we recognize, and you'll forever be in our hearts.
Yeah. She certainly had great taste. That is for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Let's get into this now, though, Griselda. Of course, there's the matter of Fezile Ngubane. He's been cleared. Perhaps just how the family is processing that development, and then campaigns also that are taking place to assist Fezile Ngubane.
Yeah. Look, we recognize that it was not an error of judgment from the South African police services. They were following a trail that suggested that he had conversations luring these women into relationships, and it was just a false identity, because apparently he just needed a fix and exchanged his ID so that the perpetrator can recap using his ID. And that's how it linked to him. And it was not that he was falsely accused. He was accused purely based on an investigation that led to him being linked because of his phone. They used his ID to leak up. And that's how he was connected. So looking at, the South African police services coming back to say we apologize. In fact, they didn't apologize. They just said, we arrested, we've now released Fezile. And as we followed up, we realized that this is just a car guard loved by so many, but unfortunately is addicted on Nyaube. And for me, or maybe as a spokesperson for the family, we realized that it could be one of Olorato's ways of saying both of us were victims, and I'm not going to leave you as a victim when you were lost, because he used a false identity saying that his name is John, when we now all know that his name was not John. That means he was using other people's IDs. And Fezile was one of the victims. So we're saying for a family that would then decide to find their son wherever he is, where he's using substance, take him to the police station, as opposed to a family that decided to allow a perpetrator to escape from the law. That suggests that not only are the parents hurting, but that family needs help. And we all we can do right now, as a form of saying we recognize that you were wronged, because all of us posted and people had opinions. I personally felt it's only fair to say, Fezile, we apologize for having mistakenly judged you.
Yeah.
Because most South Africans judged Fezile based on how he looks like, not knowing that he's just a car guard who is addicted to substance.
Yeah.
So our call was that let's help him be rehabilitated. And now I see, Naledi, I'm just so sad that people are now opening bank accounts, they're doing crowdfunding. That for me is unfortunate, because if we give him money we are feeding what led him to the streets in the first place. So our plea when we started this was purely to find him help. And there is somebody who's said that he would like to help him, whatever it takes. And we're trying to trace the individual because he communicated only on Facebook, but has not given us his contact details. But I'm sure we'll find, good, like-minded people who would like to help Fezile. We've seen how people are now responding to the call that we made.
Yeah.
If it's the last thing we do in memory of Olorato, I don't think really it's a bad thing.
Yeah, we obviously had our reporter speaking to Fezile Ngubane as well as his family, and at a time like this, we recognize that it is two families now that are reeling in a very difficult time. Has there been interaction between yourselves and the Ngubane family?
Not yet. We are trying to reach out, and as soon as we can get their contact details, and now that you have found them, perhaps you can help link us. We would like to reach out and help that family, because for me, not only does it represent parents who are responsible, having tried whatever it is that they've tried, because we hear that Fezile has been in and out of rehabilitation. And we believe that something good can come out of this.
It says quite a lot about the family of Olorato, that while dealing with such a tragic loss, also wanting to reach out and assist someone else, and as you say, is a victim. I mean, that must have been a difficult sort of decision to come to, though, as a family, and say, well, we are also going to reach out.
We know what it was, what it felt like, that our child gets taken away from us, and we can connect our pain of having lost our child to a pain of parents who have lost their child to substance. Because, when you go back and look at Fezile's pictures when he was still in school, and we are told that he was quite a genius in school, and he deserves better. The least that we can do, I'm not sure about how remorseful the SAPS is, perhaps because they would say they were doing their work. But for us who tweeted and retweeted and made comments, we feel it's just to contribute to him living a positive life. I am inspired by him choosing to wash cars so that he can feed his substance. So maybe we can help him to get out of, the drug addiction, and perhaps even open his own car wash. Who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. So for the assistance that is necessary, how is it that people can reach out and also, put some of those resources together to get him into a rehabilitation facility?
I think for now, we're using email address info@positivetalk.co.za to just assess what is available. There are some, establishments that have reached out that they would like to help, that if we can just get him then to rehab and understand what that entails, what it means, and we can take it from there. And as I indicated, we have not yet met with the family. This is us in a way of finding closure to our baby girl who just loved life, loved people. We know it would have been something pleasing to her. Olorato was such a charitable humanitarian who, whatever opportunity he gets to give, she would do exactly that.
Yeah.
So in honor of her memory, we continue to preach love, teach love, encourage people to love one another. She was lured by love and, potential love, not knowing that would lead her to a demise.
Yeah.
So if we can use love inspiration to give back to a family that almost lost their son, because if we did not correct this, who knows that some community members would have taken this to vigilantism. People are tired of crime wherever they are, and they're tired of understanding where criminals are concerned.
Yeah. Very interesting, and we'll be watching for those developments. Please do keep us updated as well on the work that you're doing to support Fezile Ngubane, who of course has been cleared in the matter of the murder of Olorato Mongale. Thank you so much. Griselda Kananda there, family spokesperson of the Mongale family.